Which I know all Western countries' birth rates are down. And it's not even like Western countries, like European based.
Yeah.
Japan, South Korea, etc. Their birth rates are going down so far. Even Russia, that they've started paying their populace to have children.
Wow.
And Japan has gone so far as to ask the rest of the world, men, to emigrate to the country to procreate.
It's your calling.
It is my calling. And it's if I could just get a little bit of money together, I'm gone.
But, women are having there's the big 4C movement.
Yeah.
And men are having they're kind of doing the same thing.
I'd been planning to talk about this for quite a while, but then you and I both had issues, you being sick and me having a psychological break. And reading the study was not enough for me. I wanted to reach out to the masses, and I posted on Reddit and I said, Pew Research study, nearly half of U.S. adults say dating has become harder. What are your thoughts on the current dating scene? And I was thinking as an Ask Reddit question that it would do okay.
Yeah.
Little did I know 5.6 million people read the thread, which was crazy, with a 93% upvote and over 4,000 comments on it.
That's
which
a lot.
It blew up. I'd never made it to the front page of Reddit before, but I got an email saying, hey, you made it to the front page of Reddit. You're now invited to all these crazy Illuminati things that no one else could ever go to. All we need to do is give us your firstborn. We're going to prick your finger. And you get to come to this secret Discord channel and stuff because you made it to the front page.
Did you tell them you already had a little prick?
I told them they wouldn't feel a thing because of a little prick. But asking that question, I did highlight some of the responses that had come in. So starting from the top that I have here, which I don't think, I didn't keep any of the people's names here with their responses. So they're all going to be anonymous. One person said, what if we turn dating into an absolute brutal job application process and it ends up making everyone more miserable? And they're saying that quote comes from some Silicon Valley tech entrepreneurs when they created dating apps. Many people, not just one. I think this is a quote going around somewhere out there that I'm not aware of. But being married feels like making the last chopper out of Vietnam.
Wow.
Another man, for my heart, I'm just so tired. Who the fuck has energy to date?
I think that sums it up.
Very much for my own heart.
Yeah.
But a nice lady said, I blame the 4 horsemen of the dry pussy apocalypse. Andrew Tate, Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, and Jordan Peterson.
Love it.
It's
love it.
Many people feel overwhelmed by the paradox of choice. Having so many options can make it harder to commit or even connect meaningfully. You gotta love when you do get the actual intellectual, intelligent answers to these questions. That's why I love Reddit. There's so many times where I read a comment where I feel I've scraped the bottom of the barrel of human intelligence. Someone comes back and the next comment makes me...
Everyone's on Reddit, though.
Happy
it is
with
such
human
a
beings again.
Wide range of people.
Here's another person that said, apps give the impression that someone else who is potentially better is just around the corner. Any little thing where you traditionally decide if it's a deal breaker or not is now automatically a deal breaker because the perfect person is waiting in just another swipe.
Yep.
Where it's she's got hairy hobbit toes.
Right. Suddenly everything is an ick and you say one wrong thing or... don't tick off one box and they're done.
If they don't tick off that box, I don't want their box.
Yeah.
Get their box out of here. Where's the next box?
Give me the next box.
That's why I refer to you as my Xbox. Another woman, my biggest issue as an app user is that most guys aren't down for dates. We move to texting and I'll ask about getting together and it just doesn't happen. Here's someone pointing out that over half of U.S. adults don't read at a 6th grade level. That's not a good recipe with the online dating movement. Another one who's very real about it. Personally, I don't meet my own standards for dating, so I don't feel the need to inflict myself on someone else. I wouldn't date me. If I wouldn't date me, why would someone else?
Yeah.
This last one here was a longer one. And I like this one. I think women are starved for meaningful, genuine interactions. I think men are starved for affection. in general. Guys are so focused on saying the right thing that they don't say much of anything. Women are bombarded with so many people and so much interaction that they're emotionally spent. Everybody needs to take a step back.
That is...
I really like that. I found
really
that very
spot
profound.
On. Yeah.
And there were some other ones that were multi-paragraph answers. And I did, when it was blowing up, I did spend a lot of time answering people's comments or just liking them or just, maybe even asking more if it was one that was a little bit out there. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I tried to be very active in that thread, and hitting the front page of Reddit was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like a super, especially like with our friend group,
right?
To be able to send out a text message to be like, hey, who's on the front page of Reddit today? But then it also kills me because it's like, I wish I'd been like, hey, I do this podcast, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
When it was already taken off, there was no use putting in a comment like that because it was already.
Right. Yeah.
So the next time I get on the front page, hopefully it'll be us talking about the podcast. So what do we do now to fix the dating issues of men and women? I
think that we need to all get off the apps. I don't think the apps are serving people,
especially because they're all owned by the same.
They're all owned
company.
by the same people,
and their success is not our success.
Right, and it's also just overrun with fake shit, scammers, people selling their whatever, OnlyFans, whatever. There's just a lot of bullshit. I really don't think it's serving us anymore.
As I've said many times, I do much better in person.
Yeah.
And I also feel better doing it in person. Even though I haven't been using the Bumble account, every time that I have gone out, I've at least made 1 or 2 approaches.
Yeah.
Because I'm a guy. And also I'm an extrovert. I have no shame.
Yeah.
I will approach anybody at any time and get shot down. And I'm fine with it. I'm not even insulted by it. It's like, damn, I wouldn't date me. So being turned down is almost like I respect the person more.
I find that the attention that I get is hit or miss, but it also depends on where I go.
Yeah.
But I've been pretty lucky, or at least I don't know if lucky is the right word, but I do think that I do better in person.
Yeah. No, of course.
Yeah.
I think you do great. Okay. Well, with that... we will call it another evening with the Bestest Exes podcast. Of course, you can find us on all of your podcast resources, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, etc., as well as on YouTube at the Bestest Exes and Facebook, Bestest Exes Podcast. It's pizza time.
Pizza time.
Pizza time.
Warning. You are listening to the Bestest Exes Podcast, the only podcast that features a divorced couple navigating the tumultuous seas of love, dating, and post-marriage life while retaining their best friend status. With a blend of humor and insight, they delve into the quirks of modern romance, from tender escapades to midlife musings. However, please refrain from attempting to emulate their dating acrobatics or relationship antics. Leave it to the pros. Join us for a laughter-filled journey through the highs and lows of relationships, where love and sarcasm reign supreme. Welcome aboard the Bestest Exes Podcast,